This year, my cousin made a post saying this year is the least Christmassiest Christmas that she's ever experienced. And I felt her on this because, like, it ain't no snow outside. This, like, the whole feel, it just don't feel right. And maybe that's good. Because it's time for us to snap out of this. Because all you parents, you think about all the money you done spent on your little snag of two brats, buying them every toy in the toy store, and then they get it down and you want to play with it, then they want something else the next time you go to the store. You just sick of them in the store touching something. Put that down. Don't you pick up nothing else in this store today, okay? Then they crying they want to eat the food you done made because you done burnt the macaroni. You done all the ham you done bought. Turkey, dressing, macaroni and cheese, yams, greens, green beans, potato salad, baked beans, just everything that our little greedy guts can imagine. And I know something about this food because you see my neck is thick around here. We didn't ate and did and spent. They have us in a trance to just blindly spend money for these holidays, especially Christmas. But the reason I say I think it's good that it feels less Christmassy is because I think it's time for us to snap out of this. Especially when you look at the origins. I didn't know this before, but I'm about to show you the origins of what Christmas really is. Let's go to this video with the messenger of the name to see the dark origins of Santa and his elves.
The deities Baal and Tammuz were worshipped by the ancient Moabites under the names Chemosh and Molech. We see that the names changed, but the worship remained identical. The ancient Moabites would celebrate a public child mass, a public child sacrifice during the winter solstice during December 25th. Building up to this most anticipated time of year, all the parents would compile long wish lists that they would like to see in the next year. Then they would bring the infants that were born within that year to the idol Chemosh or Molech. The priest of Chemosh or Molech would stoke large fires inside of the hollow metal idol of the deity. The parent would bring their child screaming to the lap of this deity and lay their child in the lap of Molech, who wore the Phrygian cap that we see that Santa Claus wears to this day, the same cap that Mithra wore, and they would lay their screaming child in the arm of this deity while they begin to profess their long list of desires for the year.
So think about what you're celebrating when you take your kid and sit them on Santa Claus's lap. You're celebrating child sacrifice. That's what the birth origins of this story is from. Now let's get into where the elves come into play.
Webster's dictionary describes an elf as a wandering spirit, a fairy, a hobgoblin, an imaginary being which our rude ancestors supposed to inhabit unfrequented places and in various ways to affect mankind. Also, an evil spirit or a devil. Satanist and New Age guru H.P. Blavatsky states that elves are disembodied spirits used in magic and sorcery and are the principal agents in seances. In places like Austria, Hungary, Germany, Italy, and elsewhere, Santa Claus is identified by his original name, which is Sinterklaas. And there are variations of Sinterklaas throughout Europe. Some variations have Sinterklaas riding on a magical flying goat. Other versions have him riding on a magical flying white horse. Either way, he is always accompanied by dark helpers. Usually they are referred to as the Krampus. And the Krampus is a half goat, half man demon that goes with Sinterklaas from house to house. In the 1500s, Sinterklaas became a kind old man who gave gifts and flew on his magical chariot and was accompanied by these dark helpers or blackjacks. He was Christianized as a saint by the name of Nicholas, supposedly based on the saint of Myra in Turkey, who was legendary. He would leave gifts under the sacred tree on his birthday if you had been good, but if you had not, his demons, his Krampuses, would either abduct you or beat you with sticks. Saint Nicholas supposedly captured Satan and called him by various names: the Krampus, Baalzebub, Zwartdite, or the Black Peter, and Neck Ruprecht. And these were just some of the names. In some of the cultures, Santa Claus was dropped altogether, and the only remaining figure was the Krampus, which was kept and known as Weihnachtsmann, which means Santa Claus in the Germanic languages. In other words, in some cultures, Santa Claus is known to be Satan himself, who is the Krampus.
So as you can see, over the years, they've done a great job marketing this and turning it into something that it isn't, right? They've turned it to jolly old Saint Nick, who brings gifts to the kids, and then he goes all over the world. He's a nice guy. Well, it was that Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola Bears and, everything, they said the hats, and it's just all fun. But you forget that it comes from devilish, demonic, satanic intentions. Child sacrifice. We forget what it actually is because we get around Christmas and we go on autopilot. And I get it, man. It's hard to unplug from this stuff because your mama did it for you, so you figure you got to do it for your kids. And it don't feel Christmassy unless you do these things, right? Unless you drink the eggnog, unless you put the tree up, right? And it says specifically in the Bible,
"Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven."
What is it?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Tell us what the heathens in Georgia do.
For the customs of the people are vain.
They are vain.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Oh, yes. You ain't got to cut it now. They cut it for you and line it up on a corner.
Line it up.
Specifically tells us not to put up trees. But I get it because, as my man said before, they've Christianized Santa Claus to implement these demonic spirits. Now, Pastor Jennings is someone who stands on the Bible and what it says. And he'll tell you, but it's a lot of people in Christianity who don't. And they'll tell you whatever they have to tell you to get that money up out you. Or they'll do whatever they have to do to, like I say, get the money out of you. Because right now, Christmas is just a marketing thing. We go into autopilot. Because they've marketed to us so well. They changed it into this jolly old good Saint Nick and all this stuff, right? And we do all these things. We cook the food and we eat, we get together and we drink and eggnog and Christmas trees and Jesus' so-called birthday. Has nothing to do with Jesus' birthday. His birthday is not on December 25th, right? But we put that in there, made mangers and all this type of stuff. And the whole time we are celebrating child sacrifice and these demonic elves and Satan himself. And listen, even if you don't believe in religion, you're gonna tell me that it's still a good idea to carry on this fake, fabricated lie of a practice with your children, telling them some man came and brought them all these gifts. You brought them gifts. You stressed yourself out, getting yourself in debt and depression and this, that, especially black folk. You know how we do. We spenders. We love to spend money. And we can't even say we're doing it to help black men because we ain't even passing the buck to each other in this whole situation. We give it to everybody but us. All right? Spend our dollar with the Arabs. Spend our dollar with the Chinese, with the Asians, with the Jews, with the white folks. We spend our dollar with everybody but us. And we have a lot of money to spend. We just spend it unwisely. Like in 2021, black folk was responsible for $1 trillion of spending of goods and services. We were responsible for 20% of all luxury good purchases, but we're only 13% of the population. But even so, I'm just saying black folk have a heavy amount of money And we love spending it. We're going to look good for Christmas. We're going to eat good. We're going to get on Facebook and stunt with the next cousin. You know, you buying all these gifts, not even specifically for your kids, but to stunt on what your cousin doing on Facebook. Why? And we get caught up in this. We go into deep debt and depression for trying to buy our kids everything, and they don't even want it. They don't even play with the toys after they get them. Then be in the store the next day trying to ask for something else. Put the toy down. You pick up one more thing in here. We got 18 toys at the crib that you ain't touched. And we do it all for what? Because now they spoiled little brats who expect the world literally for Christmas. And you bend your knee and give it to them every year in the name of what? It ain't Jesus. In the name of what? It ain't whatever religion you believe in. In the name of what? Even if you don't believe in a religion, you still doing it for what? You still doing it unknowingly in the name of Satan and these elves and all of this, in the deities that, you know, it was birthed from. But all these, you know what I'm saying? You still doing it in the name of that because we keep celebrating it. And I get it. It's hard to unplug from. You got the music, man. You got the feeling. You got the snow and you know. And the thing is, I'm glad it's starting not to feel like Christmas because it's feeling like it's time for us to unplug from it. The less Christmassy it feels, I think is the more time it's giving us to take a step towards unplugging from it. And we all guilty of this stuff, man. We get together and get smashed in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? Okay, get together and get smashed on it for his so-called birthday, because his birthday is not December 25th. But I'm just saying, it doesn't match. Bibles tell you not to get drunk. You can sip, you know, here and there, but tells you we shouldn't be dealing in drunkenness, but we do it. We get together. But I just want to focus on what this whole Christmas thing is derived from and why we keep celebrating it. Because the more we celebrate it, the broker we get, the more depressed we get, the less Christmassy it feels. We keep passing these traditions on to our kids because they looking at it like it don't feel like Christmas unless we do the same things that our mom and daddy did. It don't feel like Christmas unless we put the tree up. It's time for us to scrap this whole Christmas thing. And I get it. It's hard to unplug from it, man. The music, the feeling, the this, the that, the other, the gift giving. I get it. It's hard too. But I'm just saying it's worth a try. Because when you look at what we're really celebrating, I mean, it speaks for itself. But this is your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.